Thanks, Jeff. We were both looking at that 7-day forecast going, whew, it's getting hot.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm joined by John Faulkner this morning. He's the director of the Great Falls International Airport. And we have an exciting event to talk about because it's a chance to really explore the role Montana played in World War II. And it's a rare piece of history that we may never really get the chance to see again. So tell us what's coming in July to the airport.
Absolutely. We've got some exciting warbirds coming into the airport on July 17th, and they'll be here all weekend until the 19th. And there's a couple of very rare planes, a P-63, which was known as the King Cobra. There's only about 2 of them left in the world that still fly. Wow. But during World War II, about 2,500 of those were sent to the Russian front through Great Falls and up over the top through Alaska into Siberia. And so we're being joined by one of those. We've got 3 AT Texans, AT-6 Texans that are coming in, also a World War II plane that was flown into Russia. There's actually a P-51 Mustang, and that plane was flown by the Guard after the war here in Great Falls. And then we have 2 C-47 Skytrains, which are being flown by Russians back into Great Falls over the Alaska-Siberian route, and they'll join us also over that weekend. So some fantastic historic planes that'll be coming into town that weekend.
And for those who maybe don't, they hear all the different letters and names of these planes and maybe don't know what they mean. What's the significance of being able to have these planes here in Great Falls?
Well, it's a really rare opportunity, and it may be our last opportunity to do it. We have 2 World War II hangars still up at the airport that are still functioning today, and we're going to be able to park those planes right in front of those hangars. And so there's fewer and fewer of these airplanes that are still flying. There's fewer and fewer pilots that know how to fly them. And to have the opportunity to bring this group of airplanes with significance to our community and to the state is just really a rare opportunity. And so to have them here on the year of the 70th anniversary of victory in Europe is really an awesome opportunity. And we're so excited to be able to host that up at the airport that weekend. And there'll be events all around the entire weekend. Every day we'll have something different. We'll be joined by the director of the National World War II Wasp Museum.
Wow.
She's going to come up and talk both Saturday and Sunday.
And Wasp is the women pilots who help pilot some of those planes through Great Falls.
That's right. A lot of the pilots were brought to Great Falls by women pilots, and there were about 8,000 airplanes in total that were flown through Great Falls into Russia. And so it was a massive undertaking that really, in many ways, was pivotal to turning the tide of the war in Russia. So just some amazing history, and to be able to recreate that here in town is just going to be great.
Yeah, and great to really look at the significance of that. Some people say, oh, little Great Falls, Montana, but we had a big part in that relationship in that war.
Oh, absolutely. There was a Russian delegation that lived here in Great Falls during the war. They stayed at the Rainbow Hotel. For a while, they had offices in the City Hall down at the Mansfield Center. And it's just amazing history to have, and to be able to reclaim that here in our town and recreate it for a weekend is just so special.
Yeah, that's awesome. And we're giving a little bit of heads up notice here. It's coming up in July. That weekend is the 17th through the 19th. You're invited to come up and see those historic planes. You can visit the flight crews, see the historic hangars that are still up there, and much more. So be sure to mark that down on your calendars for the weekend of July 17th. John, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Appreciate having you here. All right, it is 6:18 now on your Wednesday morning. We still have